This film really felt like it needed a little extra credit at the end that said the filmmakers would like to thank the United States government and citizens, without whose division and lack of common sense this film would have not had this theoretical idea, which will probably come true in the next 6 months after this election year, be possible. Civil War, not the Marvel movie, but the 2024 film, is now out right now. It's directed by Alex Garland and released once again through A24. This film follows the story of some photojournalists on their way to Washington, D.C. to get a very important photo and quote from the president while the United States is in a modern-day civil war, which has more ideas and more wars and battles than anyone could possibly imagine. Civil War is a surprising film in multiple ways, but not necessarily the ways everyone thinks. Like, for one thing, the film doesn't focus on the war as much as you would think it does. The war is a backdrop for these photojournalists, which are basically going on the most messed up road trip ever. Like, they're basically these groups of people who are some people who know each other with someone that's kind of new, and they're like really trying to bond, and it's a teaching moment for multiple people. People are going through things and trauma as they all have to like get to this point, and the movie kind of feels episodic in the best possible way. Like, they get to different places, do different things, we complete that, go to the next one, and it worked very well for that. It didn't feel like a stop-start nature. It felt just very like, do this, conclude it, do this, conclude it. And you got a little taste of different things, which this movie really hit on well, which is, while there's two sides, there's not really two sides. Like, even Texas and California are united, but it's not so much that they agree. They're just like, we all hate the government. Me too. Let's help each other. And even beyond those factions, there are factions within factions within factions. So there's just different ways of everybody trying to do different things to stay alive and have survival. Also, very on in this film, there's two sequences that really set the tone for you don't know what to expect, which really helped because later on in different scenarios, you sit there just gripping your chair. Like, I was like you can hear a pin drop because of just the tension of not knowing what happens, and things do happen out of the blue, which are just completely shocking and completely work. They don't feel wrong and shocking. They feel right. The nature of this film is also really good because it doesn't seem glossy or overdone or big production value. It seems realistic. Nothing feels overblown. It kind of feels like Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze, only far more serious, a little more deep and modern. And that's in all the best possible ways when I'm describing that, because I like the original Red Dawn, but it's obviously a product of its time and very uniquely is. This film does all that really well, particularly with the characters. They're so well written in here, and I really love the performances. They're all so real. Dialogue feels real. The movie feels less movie-esque. There are times that it feels a little like, but for the most part, I buy everything that's on screen. Kaylee Spaney is in here again. What an up-and-comer this young lady's coming up to be. She is really beginning to surprise me. She's going to be up in the next Alien movie, and I can't wait to see what she does there, because she continually surprises me, and I like the relationship that they write with all these characters and how they all develop and where a lot of them end up in the end. And people have so many different agendas in here, which, let me say it the obvious. I know everyone's like, what side of the political aisle does it fall on? Really? None? It kind of just says, both of you all are insane. Both kind of suck. So I'm going to point that out, and I was good with it. I'm 100% fine with that, and it's the way I kind of wanted it to be. I don't want anything more in this film. It has messages, but not political messages here, per se. And I think it does it wisely, because there's so many people here that even in the film are like trying to, you need to do this. Like, there's people who are basically like, you have a choice. Pay extra money for gasoline, or commit war crimes in Eastern America. I'll let you think about it. The movie, though, is not without flaws. There are aspects to it that feel very rushed. The ending, in particular, I was not a fan of. Felt very suppressed, compressed, and rushed. It didn't quite feel right. There are ideas that I feel like they begin with, but they don't wrap it up fully. Like, the idea is expanded on, but doesn't finish. Also, as much as I really don't want to say it, because I thought and hoped to be good, the cinematography is boring. It is not fun to look at, it's not good to look at, and it's not always a great companion to the storytelling involved in here. It sometimes isn't aiding enough, and it's trying to be too naturalistic and too held back and too subdued to the point of actually damaging the experience and the storytelling that its job needs to be having. But overall, for me, the film really works. I think it's an excellent film, and it genuinely something that I think should be experienced in theater. It's a standout, it's creative, it's original, and it's something that gets you thinking, keeps you invested, and is intriguing all the way. Definitely recommend to go see Civil War. It's such a good film, and I can't say enough good things about it. I'm going to give Civil War a 9 out of 10. So thank you guys as always so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you all next time.